My name is Harry Hashim. I am from Kuching, Sarawak, and I am the project director of the Borneo Boatload Revival Gathering. Borneo Boatload Revival Gathering is a movement created by a collective of artists, musicians, crafters, and also researchers who still practice the knowledge of boatload. There are various types of boatload in Borneo itself from different regions such as Sabah, Sarawak. As the time goes by, this beautiful, unique form of art and culture is slowly dying, especially among the younger generation. So what we're gonna do in this project is we're gonna gather as much information, documentation, and knowledge as much as we can so that we can show it to the people. Performances where we show the music of the boatloads, conduct workshop and classes where we show how the boatloads are made and how it is played among the researcher and the practitioner and also the public people. And the impacts that we expect from this project is, of course, the cultural preservation, so the boatload will continue from time to time, and also we expect to create really great awareness, especially to the young people, so that they not only know about the boatload, but they can practice this tradition so that it will be passed from generation to generation.
Hi, my name is Justin Lee. I'm from Petaling Jaya, Selangor. My project is called Impermanence and I'm the creative director for this project. Impermanence is a collaborative performance piece of spatial design, sound and movement. It is part of Seni Tiga's monthly collaborative performance series in Kongsi, KL. The project is held during the month of highest rainfall in November. Nature creeps into our venue Kongsi, KL as rain falls within its confined spaces. Flooded and eroded in a figurative sense, we hope to reinterpret this side of industry over a layer of water, where the self and the infinite can be reflected. Using earthy elements as our set piece, we hope to create a minimalistic yet surreal experience for our audience and visitors. Firstly, I was really inspired by Kongsi KL as a space. I saw a lot of potential to do something really radical here that won't be possible in many formal performance arts venues. Secondly, as an analog projection artist, I work largely with water and colored liquids. For my projections, I magnify the properties and the physical effects of water, but I only project them merely as a 2D image. I wanted to cross dimensions and further express the effects of water physically in a larger spatial setting. Impermanence is conceived together with a group of creative people that specializes in different mediums. Our group consists of an analog projection artist, a sculptor, a movement artist, a sound director who will be making sounds with the handpan. With our project, we hope to further contribute to artistic and cultural understanding. We are a self-initiated group who are excited to spend their time to collaborate and are passionate about creating something inspiring for the audience. We have numerous works at play with items to test and install, and INXO Arts Fund has made our project possible with their financial aid.
Hello, my name is Sim Hoi Ling. I'm an interdisciplinary artist. In this project, Subliminal Trance in Contemporary Performance, I'm the project manager, artist researcher, and video artist.
In this project, I come in as a visual anthropologist and artist researcher.
Subliminal Trance in Contemporary Performance is about looking at the visual depiction of trance experience and the inner states of trance.
This project engages visual artists and performance makers who have participated in the Bull Trance Ritual in Malacca Art and Performance Festival in Malacca, Malaysia, and the Bantingan Carnival in Indonesia. Traversing through space and time, artists are to create their personal mapping of their experience in the Bantingan ritual through short films.
These collective memories will be reworked and transmitted by myself through the form of mental images in the finale performance of Malacca Art and Performance Festival.
All the collected footages will be edited as part of an anthropological film and exhibition which will take place in Berlin in October 2020.
We hope that the exchange of ideas through imagery and artistic interpretation will foster a stronger bond between the Bantingan players with the international and interlocal participants.
Hi, my name is Walid Ali. I came from Matu, Sarawak. I am the creator of Project Spectrum. After I directed Ajak Crush Awak theatre performance in Kuching, Sarawak, I am planning to focus more on my research projects. I have 3 projects that I have to finish in a year. One of them is a research about Melanau performing arts. This is a 5-year audience development project. When I was in Kuala Lumpur, I involved with alternative theatres. People will come to your performance if you make a good show. I involved with Theatre Modular, and then I found that people will pay for quality. The most important thing to do is making good theatres. This 5-year project starts from last year. 8 new theatre directors will need to direct playlets from series of directing workshops that I done in these 2 years. After that, they will make theatres on their own and bring more people to enjoy theatre performance. More audience members expected to develop after the last year of this project, which is in 2022. After my first Spectrum, I can see that people in Kuching, Sarawak are craving for theatres. We have good theatres, but they are focusing on theatre festival competitions. I can see that people are eager to make theatres. It is good for Sarawak and Malaysia art scene.
Hi, my name is Vaishali. I am from Port Dickson and I am the curator and co-producer of Malam Sayu. Malam Sayu is a site-specific series of multidisciplinary performances that encourage collaboration between artists of different disciplines. At the moment, we run Malam Sayu Berpuisi and Malam Sayu Intimasi with hopes to run Malam Sayu Berdansa in the near future. Our producer Koba had the idea of creating poetry events that focus on theatrics and rawness in performance by going unplugged and using live soundscape. After a few runs, the project has become what it is today. We will run Berpuisi every quarter of 2020 with Intimasi every 2 quarters. As before, we will be running it outdoors on KLPAC grounds with the practical lights being the main focus of the set. We hope to encourage more multidisciplinary and collaborative work on stage or on record, be it big or small, and expand our ideas of artistic practice. Thanks to the INXO Arts Fund, we will be able to pay our features better, purchase better equipment and props to enhance the experience of Malam Sayu, and afford supper after the show.
Hi, my name is Dima and I'm the founder of Plates Magazine, a biannual publication that focuses on the stories of people behind everyday ingredients. So the motivation behind Plates was because I felt there wasn't much of a narrative coming from the East, especially about our food, our cultures, by our people. And so I started Plates about 2 years ago, and this is the first issue, which I launched a couple of months ago. It focuses on rice, but it explores a lot of other pressing and more meatier stories. Besides, it's not a dictionary or a glossary, it's actually, like I said, it goes behind the ingredients to hear the stories of the people who deal with it and those who come into contact with it. So with the help of INXO, they will be helping me so much with the printing costs. They will actually be subsidizing almost all of the printing costs for the 3rd issue, which will be super helpful because that means any existing and incoming sales revenue that comes in from just the magazine sales, there's no advertising in Plates, as I'll show you in a bit. Yes, so any revenue that comes in, it will go directly towards the creatives. I'll be able to hire more artists and more writers and pay them a fair wage instead of telling people to put exposure in their EPF. And so with INXO, I'll be getting their help to print the third issue, which is water. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm really excited to share it with you.
Hi，大家好，我是蔡德耀，来自柔佛巴杜。
我是嘉恩，来自永平。
我们是缺失的对话剧场制作与创作形式探索计划的主办人和创作者。
那今年的缺失的对话演出计划呢，其实已经迈入了第2季了。那基于第1季为期3年的摸索和这个实验呢，我们其实已经找到一些可以改良的部分。那所以呢，我们就在思考演出制作模式是可以怎么样和我们的现况去对话，并且更专注的去寻找和实验一些排练方法和演出的形式。
剧场演出方面呢，主要是以当代的社会议题，还有演员的3种状态这2大元素来寻找排练的方法，还有作品的形式。等演出结束之后呢，我们会会诊创作团队、观众、剧评人还有观察人的分享、回馈，还有剧评。我们希望能够打造一种观剧体验，是让观众在剧场里面，无论是在思辨上或者是在表达上，都有更大的参与度。
感谢INXO基金的肯定和支持，让我们这个计划可以继续的探索和实验，继续去开拓不同的剧场形式。
Hi, my name is Lim Jack Kin. I'm a poet and freelance writer from Subang Jaya, and I'm the creative director of The Kita Podcast. The Kita Podcast is an arts anthology podcast hosted by Renegade Radio, an independent Malaysian podcasting network. So every 2 weeks, we have episodes that are about 20 minutes to half an hour long. They feature a range of contributors who work in different artistic styles. So every episode, we're going to feature poetry, music, short stories, prose, or a variety of different genres. As long as your work can be delivered in an audio form and tells a story, we want it on the Kita Podcast. I really hope that the Kita Podcast makes art accessible. Right now, if people want to see a poet perform or if people want to read a writer's work, they'll have to go to a bookstore, spend a lot of money, they'd have to take time out of their day and go to a show. Podcasting is great because it's free, it's on demand, it's accessible. You choose when you want to listen to it. Apart from that, I also want to give the emerging creative voices in Malaysia a voice. We think that there's a lot of really, really good work out there that just goes unnoticed and it just needs a little bit of a signal boost, and what better way to do it than the so far underexplored medium of podcasting. The INXO Arts Fund is going a long way to making the Kita Podcast a reality. The biggest way that the INXO Arts Fund is helping us is that it's allowing the Kita Podcast to pay our contributors and to compensate them fairly for the amount of creative labor that they put in. We think that it's important to pay people because it keeps us inclusive. If the only people who can come on our show are the people who can afford to take the time out of their day to come over here and give us their work for free, we lose out on a lot of great art, a lot of great stories. We really believe in the value of creative work, and the INXO Foundation is going such a long way to helping us really properly value these people.
Hi, my name is Rensin. I'm from Petaling Jaya. I'm the artistic director and researcher for this project, Jalan Harapan. This title is taken from the actual road name in Petaling Jaya, where this project is site-specific too. And it's also the neighborhood where I live in. So I started out with inhabiting the site. I had a daily practice of walking 1 to 2 hours each day in the open spaces, sometimes dancing ritual as well in these public spaces around the neighborhood. And over time, my encounter with people, my interaction with people, somehow influenced the process to evolve into some sort of navigation between the themes of visibility and invisibility, appearance, disappearance, as well as the placement of bodies, what bodies are in what spaces, and the sense of freedom or sense of mobility that one's body feels in certain different spaces. So one of the aspects that right now I'm working on is to build a weekly temporary community, bringing together people who would otherwise not spend any time together, and for them to share a physical time and physical space where we'll be present with our bodies, and the focus will be on listening, responding, sensing this larger body that each one of us is a part of. From my exchange and workshops with the residents, over time, the stories that I've collected, the reflections around my processes that is kind of trial and error, and it keeps evolving, all these materials will go into the making of a performance.
Hi, my name is Sharifa Nadira. I am a full-time working artist based in Kuala Lumpur, and I'm also the project director of a research study called Recalling Forgotten Tastes. This project revolves around the idea of recollecting traditional ecological knowledge and food cultivation in general through visual research, be it with sketches, paintings, writings, focusing on the livelihood of orang asli in Malaysia. Having used to the false idea of modified food and the continuous degradation of our biodiversity, it struck me to learn more about the importance of indigenous knowledge before it's completely gone. With this project, I intend to work on a series of documentations such as drawings concerning the traditional ways of foraging indigenous and wild edible plants, a kind of interactive archive that could also serve as an educational means and could also turn into a selection of illustrated books. I hope with this idea it could address some of the most prevalent and overlooked issues concerning ecological conservation and the protection of our rich biodiversity. The goal is to generate a clearer view and to articulate on why traditional knowledge is important in combating climate change. With the support of INXO Arts Fund, it will enable the project to gain an enhanced level of visibility and credibility throughout the working process up until the execution. I also hope to touch the cultural values of engaging with the indigenous people who are the original dwellers of this land, and hopefully to uplift their precious heritage, culture, and history on a larger scale.